Hey everyone, it's Joseph Zabrowski. I'm going to do a quick video here. The main objective of this video is to notify you that on Monday, that is Monday of this upcoming week at 9 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have a private webinar. And in that webinar, I'm going to go into detail about engine number 2, which I've already introduced, and people have gotten on board. I'm going to show you the back office, my back office. I'm going to show you the earnings. I'm making about 1.4% per day, 7 days a week. So I'm going to show you all of that. It's a very simple business. There's nothing complex about the back office, but I just want to show it to you so you can see it and to understand that it is one of our engines. There will be other engines coming up here in the future, but this is a good solid engine for the reasons I've stated in the past. So I'm going to show you all of that, and then we're going to field questions. I might have another guy who's in the business also fielding questions with me. So that's the main reason for this video. While we're here, I also want to show you, just keep you up to date on everything. So as you can see here, Bitcoin is at 82.45. It is definitely moving downward. It is a great buy. Now, my former video before this video, I had said to you that the downside potential was 6,300, and it looks like it very well might be moving to that point. Of course, we don't know. It might go up some before it gets there, but that is definitely downside potential 63, about 6,300. Now, you probably heard at the beginning of this year that Bitcoin in 2018 may very well hit 50,000, but it very well might hit 1,000 too. And it might hit both of them within the year of 2018, which is a testimony to the volatility of this market. And so I told you last year that historically Bitcoin at the end of the year goes up dramatically, and then after the first of the year it corrects. Well, my friends, this is it. Okay, Bitcoin is correcting. It's correcting in a huge way. Don't forget simple supply and demand economics. I mean, you cannot forget that. That's where my confidence rests in Bitcoin, is that there is a limited supply. There's only going to be 21 million Bitcoin in the world economy. There's presently close to 17 million in there. So in the next about 100 years or so, they're going to inject another 4 million Bitcoin. So of that 4 million Bitcoin in the next 100 years or so, 99% of those 4 million Bitcoin are going to be injected into the economy over the next 10 years. That means that 1% of the 4 million is going to be injected in the following 90 years. Okay, so simple supply and demand economics. There is a small supply and a huge demand, which can be confirmed by looking at the fact that it costs 3 to 15% premium just to acquire Bitcoin presently. That is a testimony to the fact that there is a great demand for it because you have to pay a premium to get it. I also want to just talk a little bit about, so the point that I'm trying to make is that that's the foundation that you want to gain your confidence from in this market, simple supply and demand economics. So also, just bigger picture, I want to point out to you that, in the world that we live in today, we are seeing so many different things happening. I mean, people are calling this the Second American Revolution. We are seeing, just today, we had the memo released, the big memo by Nunes, and which is telling Americans what's really going on behind the scenes with the FBI, the CIA, etc. The point that I'm trying to make, here in America, we have an establishment in America. America is a constitutional country. This country is based on the Constitution, but there has been a force that has entered our country over the last many decades, and that force is called the establishment, and they are anti-American. I myself, in my research, I've researched this for years. I've actually made a movie on it that was on television, and I have a second movie coming out regarding it. So I've I've really read up on this for quite some time. And this establishment is eugenics based. It's a eugenics based establishment. Okay, and they don't, if you know anything about eugenics, I encourage you to look into eugenics. And eugenics is, they're into population control. Eugenics is a name for, another name for white supremacy. Now these white supremacists in this country, their biggest enemy, whether you know it or not, is the white man, okay? And that's one of the reasons they're always playing race politics in our country. These same people, this establishment controls the media in America. They control the financial markets in America. They control the culture in many ways. They have controlled our government. And this is actually the swamp that the present administration is cleaning out. And they are making some major headway. The point that I'm trying to make is, even though these people are very communistic in nature, and if you really study them, they're Luciferian. You'll see that their real roots are Luciferian, okay? And as a result, they worship death. They don't worship life. They don't want life. And they don't like when people like you and I, regular people, are free and sovereign. They don't like when people like you and I are happy and liberated. They always want to have oppression. They want you to be part of their system, and because they want to control you. It's like they have a plantation here in this country and in the world, and they want you on it, and they want you doing things their way. And by the way, one of the main elements of cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, the reason so many people have flocked to it, is antithetical to what I just shared with you. Okay, it's because people in America and the world, they want to be free. They want to come out from under this iron fist of this establishment. This establishment is in many ways falling apart right now. Okay? Now, the way that this establishment makes itself seen in our country is through fascism, which is very close to communism. Now, if you know what fascism is, the essence of fascism is government and business partnerships. Okay? And that's what these people have done, this establishment. They have seeped like venom into our governmental system, and they partner with the top businesses in America and the world. And they use those partnerships to gain control. So for example, you have a company like USI who's trying to be the leading cryptocurrency company in the world, and you know, nobody knows all the details of what exactly happened there, but they're going to try to bring down a company like that because they see hundreds of thousands of people hoarding to that business, okay? And who knows all the dynamics of how that worked out, but you see the way that fascism works in that equation is, let's say there's companies, let's say there's in these fascistic relationships between business and government, there's many of those people are bankers. Many of them are international bankers. And let's say that those bankers don't like the idea of Bitcoin gaining popularity, and so they don't like the idea of companies like USI and other companies, you know, having success and being victorious in the marketplace. So those businesses or those banks have partnerships with government, and for example, like the SEC and the FTC. So they work together. They're partners, and so they can use the FTC and the SEC to bring pressure on companies like USI and others of the same ilk. See, this is just the way that fascism works. And so the point here is that, as I said up front, the swamp is being cleaned, but we're in a very transitional stage here. This is going to take some time. And so one of the points that I'm making here is that the power is actually moving to the people, which is at the very essence of the movement of why people have come to this Bitcoin and cryptocurrency movement, because of the decentralized nature of it all. See, these people want everything centralized. They want big government so that they can control everything and everybody, okay? So cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin and all of these companies that have come from it, that are derivatives of it, are antithetical to what they want. And so they're always trying to attack these types of companies, okay? So one of the underlying points that I'm also trying to make here is that that is why it is wise. We have brought forth this portfolio type of thing where we're going to have various companies, okay? And we're going to keep our meetings about those companies private. Like, I can introduce an engine to you, but then when we actually go into talking about that particular engine, we'll do it in a private webinar. Of course, they can go to those private webinars if they want, but we're going to try to keep it as private as possible, okay? But the cool thing is that this establishment is being torn into, and they're under major fire right now. And by the way, guys, be careful because of it, because these people have been known, they are just known to create false flag after false flag in our country and in the world. So I just wanted to say that because I just wanted to give you an overview of what's going on in our country and the world and how it's related to what we're doing, and how, which will bring sense to what we're seeking to do here with a portfolio and to be in various engines, so that if these people should target any one particular engine, you have other engines that are up. And by the way, and I'm just being completely honest with you, I mean, if I was here to try to sell you on a particular engine, then I wouldn't say any of this. I'm just trying to give you a true view of what's really going on. Okay, so, you know, these type of fascistic groups in our country, they like to target, like, if, for example, if the international bankers don't like Bitcoin, which many are, they're joining this whole movement. But, you know, in the beginning they didn't really like it, but now they're trying to create their own, cryptocurrencies. Like, by the way, Ripple is called the establishment's cryptocurrency. And there's probably other cryptocurrencies that are being started that are establishment based. So they're becoming part of the program. You know, they're creating, as in the futures market, they're trading Bitcoin. They're trading Bitcoin notes. And so now they're part of it, which kind of hurts us in the long run, because now they have a degree of control. They can control the markets when they get a certain piece of real estate in the market. So the point that I was trying to make is that, well, you know, I guess I kind of forgot. I'm kind of going off on a tangent. But the main point that I'm trying to make is that I'm trying to get the point across of why I'm doing what I'm trying to do here, to have a diversified portfolio of businesses so that we are strong and we have stability in this marketplace. Because these types of groups that I've been talking about, establishment groups, try to come against these types of companies. They can try to come against them because these companies represent places where many people congregate. Thousands, you know, if not hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people congregate. So instead of going after one person or two people or a handful of people, they can go after an entire company and try to bring it down. But as I said up front, this swamp is being cleaned. So we all have to stand up for what's right. We have to stay with Bitcoin because it is the people's currency. And we have to continue to move forward and grow and continue to seek freedom, because these people want to oppress us. And they've done it for centuries, literally, okay? And they want to continue to do it, but the tide is changing. The tide is changing here in America and in the world. And we're really in one of the most fascinating times in history to be living in. So with that said, up front I told you we're going to have a webinar. I bet you didn't think I was going to go down that road, but we're going to have a webinar on Monday, and so it's going to be regarding the second engine, which I've already introduced to you. This engine, as I said, the essence of it is right now we're earning about 1.4% per day, 7 days a week. We are going to have other engines coming here in the future, different types, some that are more risky where you can even earn more, some that are maybe less risky, you can earn less. We're going to have a portfolio of various companies. So that's where we're going. And so Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern time, we will have a quick webinar. We'll be there basically to show you the back office, show you how things work so you can get a better look at how things are working. You can see proof for yourself regarding income and to field your questions. So that is it, my friends. I hope you have a great weekend. Take care and God bless. Oh, I forgot to mention, you guys. I'll put below this video a couple of links. The first link I'll put is passiveincomeportfolio.net. That's passiveincomeportfolio.net. And when you go to that link, you'll come to a short little funnel video, and it will instruct you to, if you want to become part of this portfolio and learn about it and grow with us, just send an email to where it directs you to send an email, and or if you just go through that funnel, I will put you on my list, and I will give you emails regarding our second engine, which I'm going to be talking about in the webinar. I will also put a link below this video called SeriousLivingOnline.com, where you can actually sign up for the second funnel, or I should say not the second funnel, but the second engine. Our first engine I've talked about in the past. I'm not going to get into that right now, but that's in place. If you want to learn about that, just let me know. But once you get on my list through PassiveIncomePortfolio.net, you will get information about the second engine and a little bit about the first engine as well. And it'll keep you on our list, and we'll notify you of upcoming engines as well. So 2 links below the video. You can use, if you want to get directly started with this second engine, go to SeriousLivingOnline.com and you can register and get started. If you just want to get on our passive income portfolio list so you can learn more about everything, then just go there and you'll end up on our list, and you'll get notifications of webinars and videos, etc. So that's it. Take care. God bless.